everyone. I'm Ruchika Tulshyan, and I wanted to start with a disclaimer. I'm not a rocket scientist, but I am a journalist who has covered women and women in the workplace for a number of years. And what I've found is alarming. In the US, more than 50% of college graduates are female, and yet less than 5% of female CEOs head S&P 500 companies. Closer to home, Seattle ranks last in a global ranking of cities for women in technology. So I wanted to do a quick audience poll. How many of you work in teams that are less than 50% female? So male-dominated teams. Wow, that I would say at least 50% from what I can see. Now, this is really surprising, given the fact that companies with more women at the top financially outperform their peers by at least 15%. And in the next 10 years, women are going to control 2/3 of all consumer spending. So whether you sell soap or software, you have a 2 in 3 chance of that decision being made by a woman. So why wouldn't you want more people in your team to think like your biggest customers? Makes sense, right? So that's you. You're telling me I'm ready to hire more women, but they don't apply or they don't actually end up accepting jobs at my company. Sure, there might be some problems, and that's what I'm here to talk to you about today. So humor me, I love to dance. I've come up with a little dance routine to make it easy to remember how to hire more women. So first, take a step backward. Step back to see where you're at right now. You know, look at how many women apply for jobs at your company, how many make it through the phone screen, the interview process, and how many accept jobs. That data is really powerful and can give you some clues and into the patterns that emerge, will show you what could be some of the biggest roadblocks to having more women in your teams today. That data can be really, really powerful for you. Next, take a step right. Step right because attracting the right candidates is all about the right job listings. A study found that women do not like to respond to job listings looking for assertive, analytical, or aggressive candidates. And please do away with words like rock stars, Nerf wars, and ninjas. A local company called Textio found that women are less likely to apply for jobs looking for rock stars, for example. Instead, words like dedicated, responsible, and sociable actually do encourage more women to apply. And if you don't believe me, one company, Buffer, changed their job listing from looking for a hacker when they found only 2% of women apply for engineering jobs to a developer. They have just hired their second woman engineer after making this change. So clearly the words you use make a difference. Next, I'd like you to step forward. Step forward to see where you're looking for candidates right now. If you advertise in the same old places, you're going to get the same old responses. So we're lucky here in Seattle. We have some amazing women's groups. Women in Technology is very robust here. Tons of great meetups in the city. Tons of places where you can advertise your jobs to look for more women. It's really about being creative. And last, I'd love you to take a step left with me. What we've just done is the box step. But I really hope it's given you a chance to think a little bit out of the box. And the reason why I asked you to take a step left is because I want you to think about your interview process. So one of the reasons women actually get deterred from accepting jobs in a company is when they've walked into an interview loop that is all male. So it's really, really important to think about the type of company culture, the type of narrative you want to show to people who come into your company, and definitely make your workplace more inclusive by making it a more inclusive culture, right? It makes sense. So I really hope today, by taking all these steps, this box step has made a little bit of sense to you, because hiring more women isn't just a morally or socially responsible thing to do. I know many of you here are company founders or really want to see your company grow. It's actually very good for business to hire more women. And if you're interested and inspired by some of the things I said today, I have a book coming out this fall. It's called The Diversity Advantage, on how to attract and advance more women at the workplace. I'd love you to check it out. Thank you so much.